It's me, Tony Bomboni ASMR, and welcome back to your video. So before this begins, you can just tap that red subscribe button. It's down below. It's very easy. You just hit the notification bell and hit all notifications if you want to check out new videos from me every single week, as I upload weekly. I also have a website to help support this journey to continue producing daily content for you. TonyBomboni.com, and you can use those coupon codes in the corner at your benefit. It is the best way, hands down, to support this YouTube channel and keep me going, to help keep the lights on. Alright? Especially during these times. Thank you. So, let's continue. You guys, I just want to start off with a prayer, and I felt intuitively drawn to it because we're, I think, all going through such a difficulty right now in whatever way. Then one, it's not that everyone's going through the same type of difficulty. We're all faced with challenges and struggles in life from time to time, so it's a collective prayer for everyone involved. So, dear Lord, thank you for protecting us, watching our side. Thank you for ensuring that we are safe and covered in your name and image. That whatever any of us are going through, that you've got it. We give our problems to you in your hands to take care of and deal with for us, on behalf of us. Thank you for allowing me to even do this prayer for people online. Collectively, there's power in prayer, and I know we are powerful beings. Thanks to you. And you give us and supply us this abundant power to amplify this wish of protection, to take care of all my poopsies, including myself, to make sure that whatever it needs to get done is getting done as we speak right now. It is here. The blessing is here. The moment is here right now. We grasp this moment that it is happening. That thing that we desire is right here, right now. Thank you for protecting our dream, our wish, our goal. And thank you for allowing us to just even be alive, even to go through something right now, because there's a lesson in everything that we're going through. Amen. Okay, so I wanted to start that off. Before I start the actual video off, which is college life advice. So I am no way qualified to give advice, but guys, I'm kind of like stressed right now because of a lot going on, and I just needed something. Like, I'm like, okay, I need to talk about something else than this stupid hurricane that just happened, because it's just stressing me the heck out. Like, I need to distract my mind with something else while I'm just sitting here and waiting in this house. Okay, check out my last videos to know what I'm talking about. Okay, so moving right along. I'm in no way qualified because I dropped out of college. I dropped out of university, actually, back in when I used to live in Chicago. But I still went kind of like technically for like another year and a half. So I technically completed 2.5 years of schooling after high school. Technically. It's a bit longer than that. Closer to 3.5 if I start counting like hypnotherapy and Reiki and all angelic healing and all this stuff I learned on the side. You can say that's 3.5, almost 4 years, okay? But strictly college, probably around a year, and then another half a year at a community college, and then another year at a certification training program. So yeah, and then another year at another one. So, and then another half year approximately at another one. So yeah, if you want to add those things up, I guess I am somewhat qualified, but not really, because I didn't finish the whole 2-year degree, associate, 4-year degree, bachelor, 6-year degree, master, 8-year degree, PhD. I didn't do any of that. I dropped out before I even finished, before I even started the second year of my 4-year bachelor program, which I initially started to do art science, and then I changed my mind, and I wanted to be like neuroscience, and then I changed my mind, I wanted to do criminal justice. Like, I didn't even know what I wanted. I just changed it because I didn't know what else I wanted to do. And then I ended up doing massage therapy, then hypnotherapy, then Reiki healing, then angelic healing, all that stuff. The hoodoo, metaphysical, want to go through that. So again, I'm not in any way, shape, or form qualified. I'm just qualified to share what worked for me and what I should warn you so that you avoid the same mistake as I made in college or university, wherever you decide to go to. Okay? Oh, something's floating here. I always freak out if I see something floating in front of my eye, because I always think it's probably like a spider hanging below me. I heard a sound. I hope that's the roofer. Please, roofer, come to my house and tarp my roof already. Please, 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 please. Before it rains. Oh my god. Okay. It's not gonna rain today or tomorrow, but you never know. Alright. So, as you know, I went to university in Chicago. I lived there for a year in a dorm room with a roommate that I never spoke to, literally. Like, I think we only spoke like 5 sentences max to each other the whole year, not counting highs and buys. Like, that's it. Okay, so that's where I'm gonna start, honestly. Well, I'm talking here and getting my mind off stuff. Big Q, if you're starting college or you're gonna have kids that are gonna go to college because you have that good fat college fund for them, lucky you. I never had that opportunity. I had to pay my way through life. But anyway, I digress. Make sure they get, or you get, a good roommate, because that makes your college experience. They can help you with homework. Someone to talk to when you're having a stressful day. Okay, I had no one but a friend that I would talk to in class, and then a friend that lived like 10 minutes dorm away, so I had to like walk there every time. It was just horrible. And you know, when you're in college, you're kind of so busy sometimes you don't even have time to text long messages, so you'd either phone call or meet them in person, and no one did phone calls, so who am I going to talk to, right? I was mostly talking to, like, at the time, I had a good friend from New Mexico, Massachusetts, Sweden, who else? One friend from Canada. So, like, you know, I just had those, like, same 4 people, which was helpful, but they were all long distance. They don't have the same homework assignments I do. They don't have the same stress. One of them was in college, but it was not the same. It was like a different program and stuff. So it's like, I couldn't really relate to anyone, you know, but my classmates and peers, but like I couldn't really spend much time talking to them either because we had to do assignments, projects, homework, whatever. And some of them didn't even have the same classes I did, so it was horrible. And that's one reason I changed my degree, is because one of my dorm people I went to 10 minutes away was doing the same degree, and I was like, oh, you know, I was kind of always interested in it too, so I'm like, let me give it a try. But then it fell apart. Anyway, that's a long story. Pick a good roommate because they're gonna be the backbone. That's one reason I didn't want to stay, is because the roommate is like nothing against him personally. You know, I'm not like bashing him, calling him out, and saying anything bad or negative against him. It's just we didn't vibe. We were on the same page. Like, even the first day, it was like, hey, you want to go to lunch with us or dinner with us? And I was at the cafeteria. I'm like, I was never a social person, even back then, like 19 years old. I was like, oh yeah, I think I'll pass. I have to do some assignment already or something. You know, like, I just made excuses. So it's not that I couldn't go. I just didn't care to. I didn't want to. I don't care for socializing. It makes me very uncomfortable to sit at a table with 10 strangers. No, thank you. Pass. Okay. Even if I go hungry, I'm like, pass. Okay. So I ended up going later, eating alone. But anyway, again, I can only relate to my own story, so I have to talk about myself to tell you advice about college. Okay. So this is not just about what I've been through. Let me get to my point. So, you see what I mean? Like, I've had all those struggles because I didn't pick the right roommate. And guess what? It was no fault of my own because it was a survey. We had to take a survey to pick our roommates. So the survey matched our personalities, and they matched us, which was just, oh my god. It was such a, I'm sorry to say this, I'm sorry, university. It was such a stupid way of matching roommates because it was epic fail. Like, we apparently matched the most in the personality quiz, but we didn't in real life, like, you know, so, like, and your personality can change, and my personality definitely can change, so I'm like, yeah, maybe that was how I was feeling that way, but not every day. So, horrible way to match roommate. I think what they should have done was invited us all at the college, at the university, sat us all in a circle, and we talk, we ask each other questions. questions. We just make a discussion, and then we can vibe with each other, do a vibe check, and say, now someone's thinking 10 question personality quiz that can dictate if this is gonna be your roommate for the year or not. Lord have mercy. I thought it would have worked. Epic fail. I felt so uncomfortable. I don't know, maybe it was that straight male, gay male energy, I don't know, but I just felt so uncomfortable around him. I was like, yeah, this is not it. He's into things I'm clearly not, and honestly, again, I'm just not very a social person, so a lot of times I just want to be left alone, and, yeah, so he probably got the hint there, so, like, half the time I was just, that's why I had to, I found my friend from, like, at the time, Italian class that I ended up a 10-minute walk each way. I would rather go there, and he saw I was going every day almost to go do homework there because I didn't want to stay in the same room. It's just so awkward. Like, you have no idea how awkward it is to have a roommate like you never talk to. Like, you can see them, they're right next to you. The room was literally the size of this room. It's like a small studio. It's the size of some people's closet. Like, seriously, it was so small. And like, you can't do anything in peace. You can't itch your butt in peace. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god. Like, it was so uncomfortable. Find your roommate, make friends as soon as you can. Especially, like, if you can make a friend that ends up going to the same university or college as you. Oh my god. You are so lucky. There were some people that did that and they had the best friend as a roommate. I'm like, again, it is a blessing but a curse to not be social, because like even now, like, I didn't really have much help and resources during this hurricane. Like, nobody but like 2 people reached out to me. I'm like, you know, it really sucks. So I have you guys online, but that's different, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have my phone number, you know what I'm saying? You don't know my address. So it's very hard not to be social. Like, it's a blessing to me because I enjoy it, but it's a curse. It's a curse because it's like, when you need help the most, you can't get it. And then you always end up in the most awkward, uncomfortable situations, and I've always had to do things alone all my life, and it's like, oh, I had to take myself everywhere I go, you know? So that's how I kind of got that, like, independent energy early on. I moved out very early age. I made money very early, you know? I was always on top of that because I was always very independent. But the curse of that was, like, again, you have to know yourself while watching this video to see what kind of college experience works best for you. You have to know yourself. That's the second advice. So get you a good roommate, and you have to know thyself. It's hard to at 18, 19, okay? I was always the oldest in my class, so I was 19 at the time. But I always felt ahead in life as well. Like, you know, I had a YouTube channel with several thousand subscribers by the time I even stepped a foot in college as a 19-year-old, and people like found out about my channel. They were, oh my god, like, I got recognized like 6 times at my university in like the first week. I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. But so like people were like, oh my god, that's impressive, and they didn't want to talk to me because they thought like, oh, you know, he's something that I'm not, so, you know, like, I'm not qualified to talk to him. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, and people were talking gossip, and they were like, oh yeah, I heard about you through the grapevine. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Like, what does that even mean? But anyway, so my experience was very difficult, but thankfully, I also had met another friend there. I think they were a year ahead of me, but really good friend. They helped me with like English and stuff. So again, making those connections. They were also watching my channel, and yeah, really good friend. Nothing but nice things to say about them. We hung out a lot, you know. I remember we smoked hookah together. That was fun. I still think about them to this day. Like, sometimes I miss going to a hookah bar, but I'm like, well, you know, I'm trying not to like get addicted to nicotine again because it's very, very much addicting, and yeah, I was hooked on it like every day. But yeah, you know, it was just nice de-stress, you know, just to have a friend to do those things with. Okay, so let me tell you this. Know yourself though, because I didn't know myself at the time, and I could not know who my right friends were for me at the time. So, you know, I was kind of like desperate to make friends, to talk to as many people as I could, and to kind of, you know, get familiar. But again, it just never seemed to work. Like, I've had friends invite me to parties. I always felt so shy, so nervous, so uncomfortable. I didn't even go. Like, one time I remember I was in a dorm room and there were like 5 people there, and they're like, let's go to the party. I was the only one who didn't go. I actually stayed around and did homework, and actually helped my friend do math homework. I was like, yeah, so never that type of person, but I could have made more friends doing that, but then that wouldn't have been my true authentic impress everybody. And, you know, part of me still wanted to do that. I was always buying people like coffees and donuts and stuff like that. But, you know, as a broke college kid, you know, what's the most impressive thing you can buy someone? Sushi, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't that impressive. But at the time, it's like, you know, when you're that young, it's still a teenager, and you're just getting your first paycheck, it's like, yeah. It was a way to impress your friends, but LOL, I didn't even have a car or a license, so, like, who am I trying to impress, right? Exactly. So, the wall. My English teacher, right? Exactly. So, who am I gonna impress, right? Exactly, no one. So, it was just insecurity and stuff, so I didn't know myself. So I'm trying to tell you / warn you, if you're going through a situation in college, it's just the beginning. You think college is like your later years in life, and no, honey. Like, even after you graduate college, guess what? It's still just the beginning. Even if you get a PhD doctorate, guess what? That's still, your life is just beginning after that, because you're still young. By the time you're like 26, right? I assume 28, maybe 30. Some of you would take the actual doctorate, like the 4 extra year, 12-year program. If you want to be like a friggin' like surgeon or something, look, yeah, make sure that you keep telling yourself you're still young. I kept telling myself I'm old, I'm done with this, and I feel like life was very rushed for me, and I missed out on a lot of opportunities. I was always a good kid, though. I never took anything bad, or like at a club or at a party, thank goodness. Like, that's why I never went, because I didn't want to do those things or be surrounded by people doing those things, or just be influenced, you know. And the energy never like vibed with me. I never liked the energy. It always felt very scary, intimidating, and like a club with lights and sweaty people who are flirting with you. No, thank you. I never even went in a gay bar, never went in a gay club, never, ever stepped foot in any of them. It makes me so uncomfortable, and because of my kind of like shy, nervous feeling, it's no judgment to people or the places. I'm sure they're beautiful and amazing and smell good and are clean, but like, and the people, same with the people, but that scene, you know, never really, yeah, so, heck, even a hookah bar made me uncomfortable, but then, you know, obviously it's nice once you sit down and it's quiet and you relax. Look, guys, my point is, know yourself. I didn't know myself. I was crazy. I had a different personality, like, all over the place, you know, teenage hormones, yeah, and being recognized online, it just made me go, like, blah, 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 all over the place. So, get to know yourself before you do those things and you jump in. Oh, and the sugar daddy thing, oh my god, that was horrible. Like, yeah, so you guys remember that. No need to go into detail there. Okay, so, yeah, I was honestly doing more of those things, socializing, dating, making money, than school. So that's number 3. Focus on school. Focus on school is my advice to you. Okay, poopsies. Don't be like me and do what I did only if it's a learning experience and you feel like you need that lesson for your maturity and your growth. Because 9 years later, I'm looking back and I'm like, you dummy. Like, you guys have no idea. I was so distracted. I was buying like expensive colognes, clothes. You're gonna laugh at me. I was taking like fish oil, vitamin E, and butt cream to make my booty bigger. I was focused on, I was about to get an appointment for a cosmetic operation. I was enhancing my lips to be bigger. I could go on and on. I did everything. Grease, doctors, pills, appointments to make my face better. Oh my god, like, I spent all my money on that, and then I was wondering why I couldn't even afford a cup of coffee. Wrong priorities, right? So you need to get a better roommate. Know yourself. Focus on school, because I wonder why I failed chemistry. Okay, because I didn't get the tutoring. Do the tutoring, okay? Do the tutoring. I don't care how much you hate your TA. I don't care how much they irritate you. I don't care how much they remind you of a spoiled Barbie brat from Beverly Hills. You sit your butt down with that tutor. You know what always scared you in school? Thinking about your parents looking at your grades. Think about them and then go tutoring, because that'll push you to go get those tutorings. I'm a very prideful person sometimes. Blessing and a curse. It gets me in good situations with a lot of people. I met a lot of people over the years who others haven't met. Let's just put it that way. else is coming out again and coming to play. Okay, it's healthy, it's therapeutic. You gotta know yourself, and I know myself much better than I used to, but it's still a work in progress. So if you can have the blessing to go to college in the later years, do it, because I always felt like the system made us all go so early where we don't even have the chance to explore who we are, because we've been so focused on kindergarten. Heck, some of you preschool, I never went to preschool, kindergarten, elementary school, middle school if you're in the United States, and high school, and then college. You don't have time to breathe or know who you are, okay? Even summer break is not long enough to do that, because your parents are planning the life for you, not you planning the life for yourself. So you're probably going to summer vacations, and you don't even have time to sit down. You have to do book reports. They're still expecting you to do schoolwork at school. That's why I think Finland is better, the country Finland, in education, because they have breaks. They only go like 3 days a week. I mean, the testing is not as harsh, and they do a much better job than us because it's so structured here. That's why I don't really like respect. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but I just don't really myself personally value or respect that school system here, because it is so A, then B, then C, then D, rather than freedom, giving time for people to express themselves, to be themselves. And then we're so pressured to fit in society, because we see the lunch table, the cafeteria tables are organized and sectioned off, and we see the bullies in one, the popular girls in the other, the mean girls, and then the nerds in that corner, and then the goth geeks in that corner, and then, so we already label and identify everyone, and then I never fit in any of those. I always felt like a mix of all of them. Why do you think I do all these crazy role plays? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it never worked, and I always felt like I was a mix of everyone and everything. And so I struggled, and so, like, I never really had stable, solid friends, maybe a couple every year or two. But, like, most were just acquaintances I just kind of knew, because I always felt like parts of them, but I never had that time or solid connection with any, because you can't obviously get to know 50 people individually and call them up every day. So, yeah, I didn't know myself. And so I didn't know other people didn't know me, and that's why that's what happened. So, if you have like a, I don't know, rich family or something, if you had the blessing, do college maybe 25 and up. That's my opinion. College should start maybe like 21 to 23, 4 maybe even for some people, rather than 18, 19. It's just so young. You just are finally done with a 12-year program, and you just can't get a break. You have the option to, I know a lot of people who are very successful now who didn't go that path. You don't necessarily need to go to college or go that path, but I kind of had to, and then I chose my life after that. I said, you know what, parents, you disown me or not, I'm gonna make this work in a year. I need to get out. This is not healthy for me. It's not inviting me the growth and the creativity I need to express my true, authentic self online and to really prosper. I was struggling, making a few hundred a month, and always broke by the end of the month. So, heck, I would have been minus if I had a credit card back then. I learned a lot more about making money outside of school than in school. And so, heck, I learned more about making money on Neopets and World of Warcraft and Dare.com than in my frickin' school. I'm not joking. That's how I learned how to save, how to everything. Like, I kid you not. So, like, no one ever taught me any of that crap. Like, no one, okay? So, I was always taught, like, growing up, like, bad examples and stuff like that. Not necessarily the nicest spending habits, because that's just our system. That's our society. Most people have that mindset. Most people don't know any better, and that's no fault of your own. And I've been there, and I'm still working on to this day. I'm like, okay, get that mindset out. Get that, fear, poverty mindset out of your head, because sometimes I'm still afraid, and that's why I like stashing and stuff like that, because it's that, like, it's almost genetic. It's like breaking a genetic spell, you know what I'm saying? So, because maybe my family many millennia ago were struggling, or just trying to survive, and no doubt it's in our genes, it's in our collective DNA. But yes, why do you think like rich are richer and they pass on the riches, and the kids are rich as well? Because they have that, like, it's in there, it's almost almost like in there, coding. So, not saying it's not possible to get out of it, but it takes a lot of work and time. Okay, so anyway, moving on. So I gotta say, have a better roommate. Know yourself. Focus on school. Okay, school. Number 1, grades. Fix those grades. Do what you can. That's advice. Okay. 4. I went through this really fast, didn't I? I'm like a speedy. You know Speedy Gonzalez? Like that wind in the desert that goes like that. I'm thinking of like Tasmanian Devil when I talk sometimes, and I even forget it's ASMR, and I get so excited because I have so much information to share and experience and knowledge that I want to give to you about college, and I'm excited for you because maybe you're starting college, maybe you already started, maybe some of you are taking a break. Please take a break. Please take a break. Don't be afraid to take a break, especially if your family can afford to take care of you. Take a break. Take a short vacation, Roman. I mean, take a break. Okay, I'm gonna go Karen on you if you don't take a break, okay? Take a break. And that's number 4. Might as well be number 4. Take a break. Even if you're in school and you started, take a necessary nap. Get plenty of sleep at night. Okay, nap times have saved me some days, especially when I've rarely stayed over a weekend because I've always had to drive back and forth with my mom to film videos. But since I lived an hour away from the college, and I couldn't film in my dorm because I have a roommate. Yeah. Take a break. Okay. Self-care. If I didn't have those foot baths with my cup of tea, I don't know where I'd be. Like, literally, okay? You need to take care of yourself. Crystals, meditate, whatever, even if you're not into that stuff. Do whatever you need to do. You don't gotta spend money to do it. Just take care of yourself. Eat good as best you can. I know that sucks because it's like in college, a lot of people are just getting by and there's ramen noodles. I get it. I mean, I was the same. I was washing my cup with my hand, with hand soap. I use that same cup for ramen noodles, for drinking tea, for hot chocolate. Yeah, so that's that. Eat as best you can, okay? Sometimes it's worth it to buy that salad, that sushi, That's definitely what I did to get my nutrients, my energy up, It's not worth it to always be eating ramen and potato chips every day. I don't know how people do it. Some people do. You can get by as a 19-year-old, but once you hit 26, girl, your body going to deteriorate. Like, you cannot process the same. Even sodas, like, I was chugging soda like crazy just to stay awake. Coffee. I mean, no wonder I was broke, right? I was a bit of a spender, I really was. But yeah, also balance your finances as well, like be responsible. Don't just always ask your parents for money. I did my best through that whole year never to once ask, to make my own, and to just, again, sense of pride, but still, don't be too prideful like I was. Ask for help if you need it. Ask for resources, okay? Even talk to that roommate you don't talk to, even if it ends up you have no choice but to be entering a survey and then you are matched with the roommate. Make the most of it. Make the best of it. Enjoy it while you can. Don't be afraid to speak up, because maybe they're afraid to speak up too. And that's probably what it was. They were maybe felt like they were walking around eggshells around me. Maybe I said something one day that offended them, or they took the wrong way. I didn't mean to, but I think they kind of knew in general. I didn't really like them as a friend like that, because I just had no interest. It's, again, nothing toward the person. It's just more like where I was at the time. I didn't want really to like make friends like that. I don't know why, but like with my roommate especially, I just didn't feel like, it's just a feeling you just know. And yeah, I didn't really like his friends. They didn't vibe with me, so I'm like, I don't know, this is really weird. But anyways, so I gotta say that the best approach, hands down, is to not only take a break, but I would say enjoy it while you can. You know why? reason I didn't want to drop out was because I got to live in downtown Chicago. Walking distance to everything I need for a year for only $5,000. Like, that I could pay back whenever the heck I want. You'd be crazy to give that up, but I did, and I'm not like hashtag city life. I don't like the cities really. They're nice for a day or two, but beyond that, it's just like, oh, get me out of here. You know, I just want to be in the woods. But I literally could have lived pretty much for free, and that was a big motive to stay. Yeah, and I gave that up because I knew something better was coming for me. I knew something more was here, and I guess in a weird way I was kind of right, because by the time people graduated that 4-year program, I already bought my first house. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I would not have done that if I stayed in college, and yeah, I got in all that debt and stuff. So, it all just depends on your circumstance and kind of in a way what you go through, what your choices you make in life, and make the right choices. You know, at the end of the day, what's right, what's wrong. You know, I'm not an angel. I've done messed up. I've done things I shouldn't have. You know, I may have misbehaved at times, even there, done things I wasn't supposed to, and I'm not too proud of. But, you know, in a weird way, sometimes I think pride stems from just knowing that you messed up, but too ashamed to say it or admit it. I think that's where I get mine from, because I know I'm not perfect, and I'm just doing the best I can. But I do miss that place sometimes, because I still had the freedom, you know, to do what I wanted. I miss calling up my friends and talking to them for hours a day, or going to lunch with them. I miss them. I was only able to hear from one of them. She ended up moving like to Indiana or something, and we didn't talk much after that, but she said like she still watched my videos and stuff. So, but yeah, I do miss those memories and those moments. And you know, anyway, I always feel like I missed out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's again the blessing and the curse though of dropping out. It's like you're gonna miss out on those friendships. It was very hard to leave that old life behind, knowing you have a better thing ahead of you, but it almost feels like my sacrifice was my friends, because I had friends there, and to leave them behind, and I, like, honestly, some of them I even blocked them because I was so in pain that I knew I had to leave them, and I was going to move out of state, that I just didn't want, like, that around, because it was so difficult. So make sure you know for sure what you're getting into when you drop out. You're leaving your old life behind, and it's almost like you're cutting it off. And I knew I wasn't probably ever going to see them again, but that there were better things for me that I needed to for my growth, and I couldn't grow. I just couldn't grow there. I was bored. Some classes were too easy, and a lot of times if I butcher a class, I'm just bored. Like, it's not that I can't learn it or do it. I am just either too prideful or bored or both to even bother getting help for it, because I had a TA who kind of like made me feel a type of way, and I was like I just didn't want to, like, I purposely sabotaged just to make like the situation worse, and like I purposely did poorly in my quizzes and stuff, because I was like, I just wanted to show, like, yeah, I don't need this stupid class, like, you know, again, I don't know, like, it was so funny, but again, we all have a unique, different experience, and mine was very different, but being from someone who never fit in, you see what I mean, you see how it kind of ended up happening. But I learned a lot in just that 1 year alone, and looking back, and that's the 5th advice I'll give you, is imagine yourself looking back on your college life. What would you have wished you've done differently? I wish I wouldn't have been so heavily focused on moving out, rushing myself to drop out, and to kind of just like focus just solely strictly on like who I'm with, who I'm friends with. You know, I was focused on all the wrong things, and I had some great supporting people around me, but it always felt like because I was so focused on my problems, I couldn't truly be there for them and help them deal with their issues. And you know, what's one thing you'll want to say? I'll say, slow down. Don't rush life. Life is ahead of you. You're not going to be gone tomorrow. Most likely you'll wake up and the sunrise will happen again. And now I'm here. I'm telling you, it all felt very like a fast movie, like rushed. I did not take my time that much in my decision making. I did, but I didn't at the same time. Maybe time has just gone so fast, but I'm here to tell you that it wasn't as what I envisioned it to be. Like at the time when you're making those decisions, time seems to appear to go slow, but looking back you're like, wow, that was fast. So that's what I regret, is like, slow down. If you need to slow down, again, sit down with the tutor, study longer, take your time, take a break, right? Let it stretch out, take a break, take a nap, talk to a friend, but not obsessively or not too much like I did. Like, yeah, there was a problem. I was like calling my friend every day, and like eventually she was like, okay, I love this, but I have to keep going and do my own things. I'm like, yeah, so message loud and clear, right? Like, you know, you don't want to bother your friends, obviously, but it can be tempting, especially when you meet someone who also wants to get out of school like you. And I wasn't a good influence, and that's why I stayed away, because my friend was tempted to leave. Another friend of mine was tempted to leave, and I was kind of a bad influence on her because I was gonna leave. But she had parents who were very strict and wanted her to stay. So I had to shy away because I knew that I was a bad influence on her. And again, my own path. It's not that I was bad. It's just like I had my own path, my own direction, ways of going, ways of thinking, that we were no longer vibrating on the same page. And that was the hardest part of all, is letting go of that, knowing that you are no longer on the same page as this person and you have to leave to get your new life. And I was all about, you know, just moving on forward and just always trying to make progress. So what is it you're trying to do, right? Don't go to college is my sixth advice for you. If you're going to try to do it to impress someone, or to make a certain amount of money, or to do what your best friend is doing because it's comfortable, college is about doing what makes you most uncomfortable. So you're going to have to do those experiences to grow. And I had to do a lot that made me very extremely uncomfortable, even outside of school, while still being in school, and just to survive and just to kind of like get by and get through. And again, I'm not too necessarily proud of the things I've done, but I've accomplished what I did at the time, and I still hold a high standard, knowing that I take accountability for what I had to do at the time. And so it may not be what everyone's cup of tea is, but that was my tea at the time. And it may be a different flavor than most people like, but you know what? I'm glad at least I got to live that experience and that existence of lid plumpers, teeth whiteners, butt enhancers, and sugar daddies, right? It was just an era. It really was. And I feel like if people really knew who I was at the time, they would be less judgmental and how young I was, and, you know, still trying life. I wanted to flavor that three-dimensional world. I wanted to get a sense of it, you know. I had my vices, I had my addictions, I had my problems, but like, you know, who doesn't, right? Eventually in life, if you live to 80, 90, 100, you're gonna come across something probably that, you know, you may not have been too proud of, but you look back and say, dang, I lived, didn't I? I did that thing, right? And so I don't regret, in a sense, also one bit of that seasoning, that flavor of life. I'm looking at it so differently now the more I talk, and it's almost like therapeutic in a way. It's like, yeah, because so much happened also in that year alone, 2013, 14. So, thank you for listening. So, yeah, remember those things I told you, okay? It will take you far. That's all I can give advice about, because obviously I didn't finish. I don't know what it's like to go in your third, fourth year. So I can't tell you about the finish line. I can't tell you about the feeling, right? Some people say the second year is the worst because it's like the hump of college. Like you have to get over the hump. I don't know. I left before I knew what that even meant. So, to me, the first year was brutal alone. So I probably couldn't have made another year without having to extend. Heck, 4 year probably would have taken me 6 years to complete because I was already falling behind. And so, yeah. Also, don't do a degree just because you're trying to avoid a class like chemistry. Get it done. Buckle the seatbelt. Sit your butt on that chair. Study that material until you dream about it at night, because I'm telling you, you think that's a problem. Look at what I'm going through nowadays. You think that's a problem? I'd rather be back there in that stupid chemistry class with that TA than here with what I'm dealing with right now. Oh, Lord Jesus. So, I didn't believe my family when they said that, but school is very important, and it's almost like a security blanket, but one I wanted to escape because I wanted to show myself stronger, and I wanted to impress my family, I wanted to impress my friends, I wanted to impress myself, I wanted to impress people online. A lot of the first few years were pretty much nothing but that. Like, I just wanted to impress people, but then I realized, like, there's nothing to be impressed, be quiet, be humble, save your money, like, you never know, like, say now, like, life emergency expenses, come up that, you need to be prepared for, and this is a changing world, and so maybe college, university is different, I'm sure it is nowadays than it was 9 years ago, plus, but, I think this advice is still applicable for you new Gen Z's generation, and whoever comes afterward, if you ever happen to stumble upon this video in the future. So, God bless you. I love you all so much. Again, if you want to check my website, TonyBomboni.com. If you want more life advice videos or stuff like this for me, you can check out, I have so many services on there, like tarot reading or my ASMR albums. If you have a question for me, you can book one of those, and I'll be here to help you as soon as I can, okay? Good luck in college, guys, and good luck to those future kids you have. I hope you tell them some of this advice, write some of this stuff down. You don't gotta say Tony said it, but you know what? Maybe put a little Siggy on the bottom, like a little signature, right? No, I'm joking. Alright. But yeah, sometimes I still want to go back to college because I feel like I missed out on a whole, like, generation, a whole era, like, yeah. But maybe in the future, I always want to do it when I'm, like, totally financially secure, totally, like, older, and just, like, on my part-time, spare time, free time, like, it would be nice to finish something like criminal justice, because I that stuff always fascinated me, like, yeah, for some reason, but, yeah, who's to say, maybe I won't be anymore by the time I'm older. Maybe I should do something that I used to do, enjoy doing as a kid, right? You should always do what you used to enjoy doing, and probably a lot of times for people in their creative energy, it's not college/university. Maybe you can get other training programs, that's equally acceptable, but sometimes you do have to go to a college to get the credits, like the prerequisites, before attending X school for whatever. If you have a gift like art, talent of drawing or painting, you know what I'm saying, something very specific that most universities I should say, do not provide, unless it's like a bougie one, then whatever. Okay, I see you, boo-boo, you're smart, alright. Alright, so guys, and I went to a pretty decent college, but it was very populated, so it was not like that hard to get into, but I still felt like it was an accomplishment, even to just like get invited or, you know, accepted. So I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.